welcome to another tutorial. This is going to be for Don't Take Me Home by Tori off of her new EP. And the way that this song is going to start is we're basically going to have a kind of the shell of a G major 7 chord. It's kind of the shell of that, but we're only going to play the low E string and the D string. So the low E string, we're going to have our index finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string, and we're going to have our ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string. So we're going to play that, and then we're going to use our pinky to hold down the 5th fret of the D string, and then lift our pinky up and play the D string one more time. So it's going to go, right? So E and D string together, then you're going to hold down your pinky on the 5th fret, play that once, lift it up, play it one more time. Okay? And then we're going to change to this chord, which is kind of the shell of a major 9 chord, a C major 9 chord. But we're only going to play with our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string and our index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. I'm going to play those two together. So, and then we're going to play the open B string one time and then mute. So starting back at that first chord, right? So we're going to play it together and then switch to the 2nd chord and then open B string and then mute. So it goes just like that. And we're going to do that 2 times. So and then the 3rd chord, the third portion of a chord that we're going to do is going to be on the 2nd fret. We're going to play with our index finger on the 2nd fret of the low E string, and we're going to play our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. Play those two together, like so. And then we're going to use our pinky again, and we're going to put it on the 4th fret of the G string, and then lift up and play the G string again. So it's together, 4th fret on the G string, and then back to the 2nd fret on the G string. And then we're going to switch to the 4th chord, which is going to be with our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string and our index finger on the 1st fret of the D string. Play those together. And then play that open B string again and mute. So slowly it is just like that. So all together. Just like that. And it's going to repeat that a few times until we get to the pre-chorus, I believe. And so the pre-chorus part, we're going to start with our middle finger on the 5th fret of the A string and our ring finger on the 5th fret of the G string. And we're going to play those two together. And then what I do is I have my index finger already waiting and holding down the 4th fret of the G string, like so. Let me see if I can get a better angle. So my index finger is right there, holding that down, and then I can just lift up and play that string again. So you're going to be alternating for this part. So together first, then lift up, then down, right? So it's going to be 4 times you do that alternating pattern. The whole time that the A string is going to be ringing out while you're alternating. So you're going to make sure you keep your middle finger down tight. Right? And then the next pattern that we're going to do is we're going to slide down our middle finger to the 3rd fret on the A string. And then we're going to put our pinky on the 4th fret of the G string. And we're going to have just like before, we're going to have our index finger waiting and holding down the 2nd fret of the G string, so that we can play the A string and the G string together, and then lift up off the A string with our pinky, or off the G string with our pinky, and then play the G. Right, so the same pattern. So right, and then from there we're gonna slide down, and we're gonna have our ring finger. We're gonna have our ring finger on the we're gonna have our ring finger on the A string 6th fret. We're gonna have our middle finger on the G string 5th fret, and then we're gonna have our index finger waiting again, holding down the 4th fret of the G string. So play those. So we're gonna play the A string and the G string together once, just like before. Lift up our middle finger and go between that. Same pattern. And then we're gonna go from there, we're gonna put our middle finger down on the 5th fret of the D string, and we're gonna move and put our pinky on the 7th fret of the A string. And we're gonna go from starting at the A string. So that goes A string, D string, G string, back to the D, to the G again, to the D again. So slowly it is. All right, so that entire section, like that pre-chorus, we're gonna go. And slide up. And go down here. And that's pretty much all that you'll need, because after you do that part, you go back to the original. All right. The only time that it's a little bit different is that there's a certain part, I believe in the chorus, where it's gonna go from this section, but when it finishes that whole 4-chord section, it's going to repeat again. So it's gonna go from this part back to that part. And when you do that part, when it comes to that section, instead of just doing that and then restarting, you're gonna actually play this alternating part 4 times. It'll go like this. Right back into it again. Right back to the beginning. All right, and that's pretty much the entire song. So hopefully that helped you out. If you have any song requests, leave them in the comment section down below, and take care.